Welcome to TSC Chats, another episode for you all. It's been a couple weeks since we recorded. You've got Rachel, Ashley, and JJ here again, per usual. JJ, what do we want to talk about today?
What's going on with AI and AI in work?
What? Sorry.
Yeah, that's all I got for you from an intro.
I was excited. Okay, no, sorry. Go ahead, for real.
No, that was it, for real.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we do. We want to talk about AI. Everyone wants to talk about AI. But interestingly enough, we have been doing some research into specifically AI startups, as well as some, longer players who've been around WorkTech for a long time, just to see like what trends there actually are in the hiring process, because we believe it can be very telling into what direction people are headed with their business, what they're focusing on. And we have found some trends. We see some fault lines that we want to talk about.
Yeah. So if we think about the more established brands that have been around for WorkTech for quite some time now, there really is like a clear line in the sand where you see several organizations that have a bunch of positions that are opening for new sales leaders, additional sales folks that they are adding to the team, as well as, additional demand generation specialists that they are looking to hire. And so what's interesting, and if you peel back the onion on that story, it points to the direction of those types of organizations are looking to do more of the same, run the same playbook that they have been running for quite some time now. And then on the other side of the line in the sand, you see companies that are hiring for positions such as growth and AI managers or growth and AI specialist, which is a hybrid role of something like a demand generation specialist, but they are keenly looking for someone that understands the evolving MarTech landscape that is encompassing various AI tools that are becoming more and more available for organizations and marketing teams to be able to leverage on an ongoing basis. So that's really interesting. And you can see, which side of the fence companies are at with AI adoption based upon the types of roles that they are hiring for.
Yeah, it's like AI first, like everyone's saying from like a tech perspective, it's like AI first in hiring, or is it skill-based, like historical experience that like maybe you learn about AI in the background? Because I think like the $1 million question is how do you efficiently use AI in your everyday life to be able to get more with the same, or in some instances more with less.
Or get to the things you're not able to, just plain on able to get to.
That's fair too. Yeah. And I think that fault line kind of shows, I think, the AI philosophical stance of those larger companies. Do you want to care about the human skills first from like an experience perspective, or do you want to care more about their tech savviness first, knowing that maybe you can teach them along the way some of the more human reliant, non like output tactical things that AI is slowly helping people do more and more of?
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of the mindset you need both. Like,
for sure. Yeah.
AI is not here to replace, the human aspect. Like, AI should be utilized as a support mechanism to automate things or get to the things that you're not able to get to currently. And it's interesting going back to, Rach, what you were talking about around, the established WorkTech brands or the AI startups. The AI startups, like they're early in their, growth maturity. And so they're really focused on building the product, proving proof of concept. And so they're really focused on, hiring product developers and engineers and adding in, client success managers, thereafter, and then expanding, their sales team. And then over time, building out their marketing function, which totally makes sense kind of, where they're at, again, with their phase of growth. And it's going to be interesting to watch how those AI startups start to build out their marketing function, because I think, again, going back to the brands that are, more established WorkTech brands, this model of having, a growth in AI, hybrid type of role can be really impactful as these new AI startups are able to grow and reach new levels of revenue and lean on a new way to like build out
Well,
your
yeah,
marketing function.
it changes the skill sets that you're going after. You're not looking for someone who can pump out a lot of really quality content. You're not looking for someone who understands like brand guidelines and brand hierarchy and like strategic goals
Yes.
that can look at something that's already been created. And I think that'll be a difference in terms of like inputs and outputs. Like
Yeah.
what are you looking for? Do you want to like, I think it's the same of like people looking from like a software perspective. Do you want a software that was built to accomplish something with a nice UI UX, or are you looking to have like an open source code type thing that you build it yourself now because you think you understand things? I feel like it's like the same type of evolution, but now we're applying that to humans for the first time in terms of like the skills we're looking for them to bring to the table, which
Yeah.
is kind of a wild paradigm we're moving into.
Yeah. And you can see some of it already on the roles that like the AI first startups, like some of them are a little bit, sorry, this mic is going lower, so I'm just gonna hold it. You can
Hugging your mic over there.
yeah, it's like slowly going down.
That's normally my mic. We switch.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna hold it. It's fine. Don't mind me. But you can see some of the like jobs that they have, like AI automation specialist or AI research intern. Like they're starting there
Mhm.
before anything else, which is interesting. And then what you were just saying, JJ, about like the input and the output and like the skill sets you're thinking about are going to be different. I was reading an article that someone at the agency sent specifically about how AI is impacting designers, because like that's one of the things that it's like most squishy
Yeah.
currently.
They can make fun, silly images, but like serious, like you're going to use this for your business.
Well, but it's changing fast.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the ability to like do real work with that is changing fast. And so the take on that from the research that they did, the study, they asked like designers from different backgrounds, but like a hand of like 40 of them, I think they had an interview with. And the findings were that those who were more seasoned in their field, so more seasoned designers, were able to get much more out of the AI tools that exist, not because they knew more about it, but because of their approach and their experience with the strategic side.
Mhm.
Like you were saying, like the understanding of what a brand can do and applying it. So they were seeing it as an aid to their process rather than a replacement, like you were saying, Ash. Whereas like the younger, more like new to the job, workforce, whatever, were coming at it from a fear-based mentality because they're like, oh, they're going to replace me. But it's not that's not the case, because if everyone did that, then all your shit would sound look the same eventually anyways. So
yeah, quantity related like metrics in terms of what a human can produce are going to be very downgraded, but like the quality that you can help apply or adhere to, I think will be the biggest differentiator.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be some quality checks, and I mean, the quality will continue to get better and better, but you know, someone's got to be at least overseeing those actions too. But it was really interesting because I feel like that side of marketing is, you know, it's going to be the hardest to sort of figure out how best to use these tools. But we'll see. We'll see what that turns into from a hiring trend as well. I think that's probably going to be like on the later end of the adoption.
Well, and all this could probably change in 6 months when
It
like
will. It
everyone
absolutely
releases their own agentic something.
Yeah, that's already starting to
Then
happen.
what's going to happen with all the generative AI platforms that are out there? Like, I'm assuming most of the growth in AI roles that are being placed right now are all based on, are you good at using generative AI?
Yeah.
Like, are you part prompt engineer and part marketer? But in 6 months, if a lot of those platforms are now agentic, you don't even really need to be a prompt engineer at that point. Like, because you're just having a normal conversation if someone else has made the agent
If
for you
you
to
have
actually
it built
talk
in
to.
well, yeah.
But
yes.
like, what's going to happen then? Like, what are going to be the main skill sets? So I think it'll be interesting to kind of follow this trend. Curious if we get any comments. Shout out anyone on LinkedIn who's watching, of like what you guys are currently using AI for right now. Like, is it purely generative? Are you just using like a standard like ChatGPT or Cloud or Gemini? Insert your favorite model here. Are you doing like custom GBTs? Have you played with any of the custom GBT like generative AI platforms that put a fancy UX UI on it, like a Jasper? Interested what folks are doing right now.
And also what your hiring strategy is.
Yeah, how much do you care about it? Like, does your organization let you lean into AI, or are they one of the
The let you
few
is important.
Yeah.
that are like, let's maybe pause on some of the AI
Yeah.
usage for right now? Yeah, so curious AI usage takes, if you're allowed to or not allowed to use AI, and if so, what side of the fence are you on?
Yes, and we'll be interested to see these hires and what level of like security, like higher part of the team is going to happen over time too. I don't know. That's like a whole nother can of worms. We can talk
Yeah.
about that another time. But interesting.
Yeah.
Very.
All right, we had our camera went off and it came back on, so some of that might have been a little bit awkward at the end, a little spotty. Just ignore that. But any thoughts you have on which tools you are using, what you're seeing in your hiring, what you're thinking about, let us know. We find it super interesting, obviously, and we'll keep sharing what we find as we dive in more.
Yeah. And if you're not using AI, let's find a reason why, and then you probably should start, or I think you'll start falling behind.
Yeah, very true. All right, until next time. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.